right. Goody, who is it, you or is it Chip is going to present your slide deck, or both?
Both. I think Chip's going to lead, and I'm just going to put in snarky comments here and there, but
Yeah, he'll get what I miss.
All right, we'll go ahead and highlight Chip. And Chip, you can go ahead and share your slides.
Okay, let me see if I can do it this way. Yeah, let's see if a full screen works for this. Okay, do you see the whole screen there?
Yeah, it looks good, Chip.
Okay. Well, we've been a group that's taken over the Pennsylvania QSO Party. It's been held every year since, I think, 1957. We bill it as the Friendly QSO Party. We get how many participants California does. But the week before us is California. And if you jump into their QSO party, it's like jumping into November sweepstakes, if you've ever done that. We're a little bit more laid back. We're just as competitive, but we're much more friendly, especially to the people who haven't really ever contested much or at all. You'll find a lot of people willing to help you out. So what we've got here are some numbers and statistics and stuff. We're having the party on the October 12th and 13th weekend. We have it 2 days, noon to midnight on the first Saturday there. You get a break, and then we start up again at 9 the next day on Sunday. So that's we get a lot of mobile operators who travel around from county to county, especially the rare ones. And that gives them a break to recharge and get ready for the next day. Or if you're like doing a public service event on a Saturday or a Sunday, you can work the QSO party on the other day. So basically, the exchange is, if you're in state, you send a serial number and your county. If you're out of state, you'll send a serial number and the ARRL section or DX if you're DX. We're still one of the holdouts that are using ARRL sections as opposed to just states. And we kind of like the ARRL section thing. It gives you more opportunity to get more multipliers. You can work a station once per band mode, so you can work them on 80-meter phone, 80-meter CW. Mobile and rover stations, whenever they change a county, you can work them again because it's a new county. And for in-state, well, for anybody, the multipliers are PA counties. And then if you're in-state, the ARRL sections and 1DX count for multipliers. It's just PA counties for the out-of-state participants. Phone QSOs are worth 1 point, and CW QSOs are worth 2. 160 through 10 meters, no work bands. And we've got people that do 6 meters and 2 meters. Not much above that. We don't restrict any of the bands above that, but rarely do we find anybody going much higher than 6 meters. You can work high power, which is up to legal limit. Low power is the ARRL 100 watts, or QRP, which is 5 watts. You can work solely phone, CW, or both. And the score is basically your QSO points times your multipliers plus your bonus points, which are from a bonus station. And we have the rules on our website, and you can download them from there.
And if I can add, Chip, it is phone and CW. Every year we get questions asked about digital. We used to have digital years ago. And, the team has looked at it for several years and has decided not to add digital. I can't say that it won't ever occur in the future, but it's phone and CW, folks. And I have to say, you mentioned about QRP. I operate QRP every year, and I know in a lot of contests you can really get trampled on when you're operating QRP, and it really is a joy operating QRP in this contest. I say, and not to say that you're never going to get trampled on, But it's enjoyable. I'll say that if you decide
Yeah.
you want to do some QRP contesting.
Yeah, and along the lines of the digital, it's FT8 especially does not handle our exchange. Some QSO parties do set up a separate complete exchange for digital. We're not going to do that. And even when we had the digital allowed, it's very low response we get. It really has not become something that's been a real driver for us to really try and look at it again. So for now, CW and phone. And we have a bonus station. We try to get one every year, at least one. Last year we had 3, which was kind of nice. And they'll operate. We try to get a club or an operating group that's going to get all the bands, both modes, be on the air as much as possible. And this year it's the Steel City Amateur Radio Club operating as N3LL, which is one of their silent key members' call signs. So they're going to kind of activate the call sign for the party for this year. And every time you make a contact with them, it's worth 200 points.
And I'd like to encourage everyone in coming years, if you want to apply as a submission for a bonus station, please do. I mean, historically, it's been club stations, but like Chip said, last year, we actually had in the first round, we had nobody apply, and we opened it up and we did something different. We picked several individuals to operate it. We may do that again and not just, stick with club stations. So by all means, if you're interested in doing this next year, submit an application. You may be surprised.
Yeah, we're open to a lot of different ideas. As long as you're going to be able to operate and give away as many points as you can, we're open. Now we'll get into some numbers here. This is where it gets a little bit interesting. And this is from last year. In state, we had 284 logs submitted with a total of almost 110,000 QSOs. Out of state, 359 logs were submitted. We get a lot of out-of-state participation. So I know myself, I try to spend a lot of time on 20 meters, at least the first afternoon, because there's a lot of people looking for us. I think we had about 6 Europeans this year, Goody, I believe. It wasn't just Lacey.
Yeah.
We had a number of them really getting competitive this year. And, so last year we took in 643 logs we had to score. So people wonder why it takes us a while to go through the logs. We do have a computerized scoring, but then we go back and we look at it so that we, in case something gets missed or something messed up, we try to be very fair and even about the whole thing, that we don't want to be so cutthroat about it that people are losing points for stupid things. So we try to be pretty fair about the whole thing, and that's what takes us a long time, is to go back and make sure everything's evened out on stuff. And we have a lot of awards. Get certificates. Last year we started now. Everybody that sends in a log is going to get a certificate at some point, just saying how many contacts they made or whatever. And for example, N0QQ got #1 in Mercer County last year, #2 in Pennsylvania in the single up high power sideband category. So you get special note on the certificate for that. And there are also trophies and plaques. This year we expanded the out-of-state plaques by, I think we added 9. So there's a total of 44 plaques that are available, either as a plaque to commemorate working all the counties, which you would then purchase, or we've got Elmer plaques for young people or newly licensed folks. And you can see all the different categories here, different powers, different modes. We just try to do a lot of plaques. If we get enough people entering, that's what we got this year. A lot of, we've noticed, out of state. It justified out of state plaques by mode and power. So we added a bunch of plaques for that. And we, I believe we're starting to go into now, I believe we have black walnut from Pennsylvania that we're putting the plaques onto now.
Very good plaques, very good wood. It's
Yeah.
plaque to be proud of. And one thing on the worked all counties, 67 counties, there are 67 counties in Pennsylvania. Invariably, every year we get email from somebody who says, I worked 66, can I still get the plaque? And it's, no, you have to work 67. And it's really heartbreaking to tell people, no, you can't get the plaque. And we've even joked about we would offer like a 66 county plaque, like we'd maybe, cut the edge of it off or something. So it's not a full plaque, but it's going to happen where you're going to work it and you're just going to miss that last county by a hair. You're going to miss that rover, that mobile, whatever, the last time they were on during the party. And it's really heartbreaking, but believe me, it feels that much better, the next year or the year after when you really try hard and you attain that 67, and that's what we tell folks. So keep at it.
I guess we didn't list, last year we had, excuse me, we had a large number of people eligible. I will say this, if you like, which I do, and I just operate CW in the contest just because I like it. I know that I will never win a 67 county plaque just staying on CW. You might do it on phone, but really you've got to be able to do both, I think, to have the best shot at doing the worked all counties. We also have trophies. Example of one here. We started a golden log trophy. That would be the highest errors in your log. You have to have a 100 QSOs for that. And so the one that has the most QSOs and highest score without any errors, and that's serial number and every, copy and call sign, serial numbers, complete, no errors, gets a trophy similar to the one shown here. We started youth and non-ham participants last year for under 25 or non-hams that operate or help with logging are eligible to purchase a plaque denoting that, similar to the Worked All Counties plaque. And then we have a top Elmer Award. So for the person that supports the largest number of young operators and non-hams would win that award. And there's no minimum QSO on that. Again, also for the young hams, because a lot of times people come in, they make 5 contacts, and then they have somebody else work. So we didn't want to put a minimum QSO requirement on those. Then we have the club competition trophies. We split this up a few years ago for in-state. If you have a large club like Frankfurt, you send more than 26 people, put their logs in and denote the club. That's that category. Or maybe Mercer County would fall into the smaller category where you would get 5 to 25 people sending logs in. So Frankfurt was walking away with that trophy for a number of years because of the size of that club. And so we decided to split that out give the smaller clubs a chance. And it doesn't take too many operators. A lot of times, 3 to 6 operators from the club, if they're racking up some scores, can put you near the top. And we also have the same thing for out of state Canada. Here's the club competition. Yeah, you guys were number 7 last year. So Susquehanna was up there with 6. You'd be really close if you were able to get, or you might take it if you had another 3 people that could get this kind of score. You would have beat Susquehanna. So it's a good competition. The out of state, the Potomac Valley's been one of the top ones in the out of state. Of course, Frankfurt here in Pennsylvania with 26 or more, they got 54 people to send in logs. They're a large club. Let's see. I believe this is your scores from last year, top scores. So you can see it looks like N0QQ had 100 and almost 170,000. KE3FO was a multi-op low power type thing with 57,000. And then you had a single op low power sideband with 169. So, everybody's eligible for a certificate with that. And that would all add up as long as you put down the club on your log submission. That all goes to the club award. Now, we got a number of things on our website, and Bud also, AA3B, does some statistical analysis after each contest. And this is showing what the most active bands by hours. So we start at 1600 Zulu, and 40 and 20 meters were pretty active. And you see those basically up through, almost to 8 o'clock or so. Those were the most active. And then you start to switch down to 80. And around 11 or so, there'll be another switching down to 160. And that can generate a few more contacts on 160 if you've got that capability. That last hour or so of Saturday night, 160 can really have some activity. And then on Sunday, again, 40 and 20 have been pretty active. There's also been people on 15, and 10 opens up. 10 is a good band. And we have a guy here locally, Carl K3ARL, who likes 6 meters. And he goes around as a rover, and he likes to get on 6 meters from time to time too. So that's sometimes something to listen for 6 meters when he's on. But all the bands get activity, and the bands have been in pretty good shape the last couple of weekends. So we're hoping. Whoops. Here's the rarest counties from last year. The rarest one last year was Clinton, as far as the number of contacts made. And you can see that there's the top 10 rare counties. It always surprises me that Union County, which is right down the road from me, is a rare county. One of these days, I'm gonna get ambitious, pack up my equipment, and go 10 miles to the east and work from Union County or something. We have a spotting page, and we also, I'm gonna flip over to the website here. Let's see if this will do it this way. Yeah, this is our statistics. This is where you can find a rarity factor. Every year I compile how rare a county was, and basically for the last 5 years, and then do a 5-year average. So let's see, for 5 years, Clinton County has been about the rarest county in the last 5 years. Some years it's not, but most years that's where it averages out to be. Now, if we look for, let's just for fun, see if I can find, there we go, Mercer County. You've never been very rare. You've been one of the more consistently activated counties, which is good. That gives a lot of people a lot of chance to work stuff. But this is a page where you can see what what's rare, what's not rare. When we look at a county, you can sort. Look at what's rare last year. This helps a lot of people when they're planning their mobile routes or their rover routes or portable operations. So that's one of the things we have on the website. Activation plans. Bud is compiling these and sending these out. You can enter your plans on the website. In other words, if you know you're going to be working just Saturday and you're going to be running low power, both modes, and from Elk County, say, you can put all that information into the website, and Bud will publish the list every week. This is from last year. We try to get every county activated. That's one of our goals. We try to make sure that every county is activated. So every year there should be a chance to work all counties. And that's one of that's one of the things the rovers and the mobiles really help us out with. We really appreciate their efforts as they drive around and activate the counties. Here's an example of how we track them. Bud puts this map together and publishes this on the website. One of these days, I'm going to get ambitious and write the code to put an interactive map in, but I just haven't had the time to do that. So,
And something I do every year, Friday night when everything's finalized and we know, oh, why did I hit the wrong button? Every time I print those out and I put them up on the wall in my shack so I can see. I know some counties are going to be rare, and I watch out for, where those rovers are going and kind of keep track of their paths. So I know, oh, they're coming up. They're going to be in Elk County next. So, I watch out for them. And that's another trick that you can do, another tip on how you can work all 67 counties.
yeah, and we also have a spotting webpage. I don't know if some of you remember the CW Fun Spots guys that had put up some spotting pages. Well, when they decided to give that up, I recreated that. Let me bring that up here. And it's a very my work computer. It's a very simple spotting page. You don't have to log in. You don't have to integrate it with any of your logging programs. And I know, Tim, I'm sure you've got spotting tools that are much, much more sophisticated than this. But basically, you would enter the call being spotted. Let's say, for example, I'm going to spot Goody. Let's get his call right. And he's on 40 meters in, let's see where I'm going to put you this year.
I'm
Oh,
supposed to be in Tioga this year. Normally I'm in Carbon.
well, we'll put you in Crawford this year.
Crawford. I don't even think I know where Crawford is. I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
I have to look that up. We have the maps on the website. And then when you post it, you put your call sign in, you just hit post, and boom, it shows up. Very simple. This is meant for people who really have not contested. It's a simple tool. We even have some people post, hey, or like Lacey, OM2VL, I think it is, over in Europe. He'll say, hey, I'm on 15 meters. It's open. Anybody want to get me? Just to solicit contacts from outside the county or outside the state. He wants to make state, he's trying to get his DX award. So, and as it ages, it'll change color. So you can just glance over and see if there's any new yellow ones there and keep track of it that way. We encourage spotting and we encourage self-spotting. We look at it as if nobody knows where you're at, nobody knows how to contact you, nobody, they're just going to chance across you. But we want to have fun for everybody, make everybody have contacts. So we don't have any problem with spotting and self-spotting.
And
we encourage.
As Chip says, I mean, there's a bit of camaraderie here with the spotting page. Like he says, a lot of times people will post on there, hey, I need this county. And, somebody will post, oh, he's over here. We help each other out. You'll also see that on Facebook and to a lesser extent on the group's IO on the email reflector. But one thing I wanted to mention, last year we know we did have some performance issues with the spotting web page. We actually have a new web server this year, and we believe we have all the performance issues taken care of. I know a lot of the high traffic times was a little bit frustrating with the site, but we think we got it dialed in this year. So, we really encourage using the spotting web page and the DX cluster as well, if you do use that.
Yeah, if you know how to program that in, use that by all means, whatever tools you have at your availability.
And I actually watch both. I watch this page and the DX cluster, so I'll have them on separate windows.
Yeah. Well, with my Flex radio now, I've got my monitors filled up between that and N1MM. So, so on our website, we have the rules. The website is the official channel for all the information. We do have a Facebook page, which has a lot of information on it, but the official information is going to be on the website. So we got the rules and the bonus station information. You can download all this stuff as PDFs, activation plans, some operational aids for like example, Goody couldn't remember where Crawford Township is. We got a map there that shows all the counties. We've got county and section abbreviations. Especially if you're on CW, the best way to do the county abbreviations is by our approved list, because most of the loggers won't take it otherwise. And even on phone, you know, they don't want to have you spell out the whole word. So even on phone, you should probably use the abbreviations, but you can say like Center County, Charlie Echo November, or something like that. We have a list of frequently asked questions. All of our awards and certificates are listed. You submit your log through the website. Some people complain about the 7 days, but that's more and more common. Most logs are done with computers nowadays, so half the time, all my QSO parties, I'm putting the log in within a half hour of when the contest ends. We also show which has been received and processed. We've got past results, records, the party history, and donor lists. And then these are the groups.io reflector, and then our Facebook group here, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Goody, that's an open Facebook page, so most everybody can see what's on there, whether you have a Facebook account or not, I believe.
Yeah, you can see it. It is public. However, when you go to join it, there's questions for you to answer. I forget. They're like 2 or 3 simple questions, just so we keep spammers out. Please answer those questions. We really, pride ourselves in keeping that group spam free. A lot of people join and don't answer the questions, and I see they try to post, and of course I'll look at the content, and I can tell if you're really a ham radio operator or you're a spammer, and I'll, let you in at that point. One thing I want to say on log submission, as Chip says, it is 7 days after the contest that you have to get it in. And we did get some static when we changed that and made it a bit tighter. If you're having problems with your logging, with your logs, send an email. It's the email address is on the website, info@paqso.org. I man that email account. If you're having problems, we'll work with you. We work with folks every year. If you're having problems with your program, getting it formatted, getting it in Cabrillo format, uploading it to the website, we'll work with you. Just get word into us that you're having issues, and we'll help you out and we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, it's not like we start calculating scores on 7 days and 1 minute.
Yeah.
And especially if you let us know, we will, like Goody said, we will make sure we get your log in before, we score everything. But, it takes us long enough to go through the process. We didn't want to drag it out for a month before we even started to be able to do scoring. So, with 700 and some logs usually every year, it's the challenge.
And when we
Yeah.
score your log, you'll actually get a report that shows you what mistakes were made. It actually does a really good job. John Bednar, K3CT, wrote the software to do the scoring and produce your scoring report. And it's really interesting to go in and see, oh yeah, I messed up this number, or oh, I got the wrong county, or messed up their call sign. And it really helps you out, to look at that and improve each year. I know it's improved me as an operator, so I really strongly encourage everyone, to look at that report. But please, after you get your scoring report, don't email us and say, "Hey, can I correct my log and resubmit it?" No, it doesn't work that
that's
way.
one thing those of us on the scoring committee take a dim view on.
Yeah. Submit your log. You did your best that
You
you could.
submit it. Now, if you say, "Oh man, I made a mistake and I realized I sent the wrong county for this many contacts," which can sometimes happen with a rover or a mobile. Well, then we'll work with you to get that restored, because that affects other people's score.
Yeah. Or if you had
But
a
if you're
systemic
going to
problem.
look up on QR's, QRZ.com somebody's supposed location, and no, that doesn't fly.
Yeah. We've had instances where people have had systemic problems with their software, that something just malfunctioned, and they had a really bad scoring log, and it was obvious that the computer just lost its mind. And we worked with folks on that before.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of detailed backup metrics, but I don't know that that's
Yeah, I don't know. People's eyes might glaze over when they see
We
all
can
these
send
numbers.
this presentation to you, Tim, and then you can always have it available for the people if they want the stats.
I don't know, Tim, did you want to do Q&A or anything like that, or?
Yeah. We'll do a little bit of that, Goody, and Chip and Goody, thank you so much for being here this evening and presenting. There's been a lot of great operations from Mercer County over the years, and even some Mercer County operators that went out to Forest County. And like I said, Barney K3LA is in charge of driving one of the rover operations. But I wanted Goody wanted to emphasize the software packages that are out there, such as N1MM, which is free, DXlog, and N3FJP. Do you know of any other packages, Goody, that people could use?
Yeah, not offhand. I'm trying to think on our website. Do we have that, Chip, a list of
Yeah,
those
we've
three
got
that you mentioned are really the big three.
N1MM Plus is by far the biggest one, and
Yeah.
N3FJP is. There's also WriteLog. There's an N05W.
Yeah.
That would appear to work with us. CQP Win, Genlog, and Rumlog NG are the ones we list. Now we don't endorse any of them, but it does appear that they support our exchange and the party. So
right, and the N1MM is free, so that makes it really easy and is by far the most popular logging program on the planet right now. So
I don't have a
it's got a bit of
recommendation,
a
but
learning curve if you're
N1MM.
new.
right.
N1MM.
Yeah, that's I use it. I've been using it for years now. I imagine you were probably a beta tester, Tim. But
Actually
it's
not. I've
got a bit
used
of a learning curve. So if you're brand new, but you've got a bunch of people out your way that I'm sure can help you get used to that program without much trouble.
Great. Any questions on Zoom or here at the audience? Any questions for these guys? Yeah, Ron, you're in Ohio.
Instead of N3FJP, keys for the program and everything, do I use what you guys have for Mercer County, or do I use
No, you're in Ohio.
operate?
If you come over to Pennsylvania, then you're in Pennsylvania.
No, but I mean, do I use the keys from Mercer County Club, or do I use keys from?
What do you mean keys?
To pay for the registration for it?
Registration.
Oh, for NJFJP, you just
And-
use your own license.
You need to
submit a
consult
log.
with N3FJP, please. Okay. Yeah, talk to him and ask him. You
can submit your log, even though you're out of state. You can submit your log for the Mercer County Club because that's an in-state club. So even though you're out of state, the club is in state.
Yep, there you go. Any other questions?
I'll just say disappointing PAQSO people since 2015 when I moved to Ohio. You give them the 3 call and then you give them the Ohio and you get okay, thanks.
There you go. Well,
a lot
Chip,
of people will put a /8 or /OH
Right.
on it.
Yeah. Chip and Goody, thank you for all you do for this party. This is a tremendous way to give back to the greatest hobby in the world, amateur radio, and you two guys and the rest, Bud and the rest of the team that works on the website, works on records, works on checking logs. It's a lot of work. So hats off to you guys for doing all the heavy lifting, and we'll look forward to hearing you on the air.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm planning to be on the air.
Yeah,
right,
you
let's
just drop another, a couple other call signs. Like I mentioned, K3CT, he's done the scoring software. Mark NK8Q, I always want to mess up his call sign. He manages the awards.
Yeah, he's back in Ohio now, so his 8
yeah.
matches.
And now Alpha 3 Bravo Bud, I think everybody knows him. A lot of the rules he helps with log
he's
processing,
on the scoring and rules committee.
Yeah.
And
oh, and we didn't mention about the net. Friday night.
oh yeah,
On 80 meters, what is it, 3910? I think it is it 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. or 7:30
8 p.m. I believe.
8
Yeah.
p.m. Yeah, we run a net where everybody gets together. We do a couple announcements. Bud will give us, late breaking news and things, and then we have check-ins, and everybody can check out their or test out their setup. So strongly encourage you to join the net.
Yeah.
3910.
We usually try to
Friday
get
night.
the bonus station to run the net.
Yeah, we'll try to do that again this year as well. So, yep. So hope to see you all in the party.
All right. Thanks very much, guys.
Yep.
73.
Thank you. 73.
Shutter.